You know, and while there are some fantastic boxers going through to the next round, you know, you've got to give a special mention to the boxers who were eliminated but made the fight what that fight actually was, and that's what Sissoko done against Martial.
He was terrific, the Spaniard in defeat, and it was the big men who turned up last night, sort of heavy and super heavyweight. Some of these boxers hadn't been seen at the tournament so far. Cruz, the double world champion, much fancied to win another gold medal. Buatsa gave him a little bit of a scare. Yeah,
Buatsa had Cruz down in round 2 with the left hook, which was a bit of a shock. Cruz left his chin in the air with his hands down, and that's the style of Cruz. He moves and he has his hand by his waist. He relies on his reflexes and his reactions for defence. But he got a little shock last night, and it might just give him a little wake-up call.
Buatsa was the only one of 5 Brits who didn't make it through to the quarterfinals, and all of them are in action throughout the day. Light flyweight, bantamweight, light welters, middleweight and heavyweights are going to be the bouts we're covering through the afternoon at the quarter-final stage. And then later on tonight we'll see the likes of Joe Joyce in action, of course, at super heavy. He was one of those 4 British qualifiers, but it was a good day at the office for the Brits, wasn't it? The young Muhammad Ali, I thought did particularly well. There's Michael Conlan, the Irish, of course. They've been smiling so far. Their record in recent championships has been terrific, and Conlan's in what looks a good division at bantamweight. A guy we like, the Belarusian Asenov, has impressed us so far.
Yeah, Asenov has really impressed me, and a potential match-up between Michael Conlan and Asenov would mouth-watering match-up. So hopefully the two can meet at some point, but you know, there's other names we haven't mentioned who also a lot of talent. If you're in the last 8 of the World Championships, then you've obviously got something about you.
Yeah, we just saw Ladin, the Thai, who caused perhaps one of the shocks of the tournament so far when he knocked out the Mexican #1 seed. Ladin actually is going to be boxing over in ring A against David Jagodzinski, the Pole. Ladin actually looked terrific the other day. I know we're not covering that fight, but he won that bout on merit against the Mexican #1.
He did, and he had Manny Pacquiao in the stands watching him, which would have been a massive inspiration for him. And he almost reminded me of Manny Pacquiao in the way that he performed and the way he boxed. He was a sharp southpaw with good footwork in and out of range and throwing some explosive punches, and he caused a bit of an upset, as we said, and we look forward to seeing how he's going to progress.
And it's not an issue for the bigger guys, say the super heavyweights, but making weight is an ongoing daily thing. Tell us about that for some of the lighter weight boxers.
Yeah, the lighter weight boxers have to weigh in on the morning of each contest at 7 AM, and obviously they have to be under the upper limit of the weight category. So depending on how big they are for the weight and how easy they make the weight, it can become a real struggle as the week goes on. It becomes difficult. They're having to dehydrate themselves to get down to the weight, then rehydrate, and it's all in a short period of time, especially if you're boxing in the afternoon session. You only get a few hours to rehydrate and fuel up with carbs. So yeah, that can have a telling factor as well.
And these days, sports science and teams are very much switched on to that sort of stuff, perhaps more than ever before.
Yeah, I'd have thought so. I mean, the likes of Great Britain, who are known, they have the best support staff available in the country, and they've got the best of everything as far as nutritional advice is concerned, physiological advice through a physiologist, sports psychologist, everything, which can all have a factor at this level.
Every box ticks, and we are counting down to the start of action here today on day 5, quarter-final day in the World Championships. One of two Filipinos into the quarterfinals of the World Championships. Roshan Ladon, who knocked out the Mexican #1 seed, will take on Poland's David Jagodzinski. That taking place over in Ring A. We're going to bring you the action from Ring B throughout this afternoon. And that includes our first bout in the light flyweight division. This is a bout between youngsters. Well, the first of the Cuban quarterfinalists. Johannes Aragilagos, who's up against one of the Fighting Irish. 19-year-old Brendan Irving gets a big cheer. He's done particularly well to get to this stage so far, Irving. He beat Unlur in the previous round. He overcame the American Hernandez in the first round. Two wins back-to-back. And he's up against the #3 seed from Cuba in what is a battle of youngsters. Aragilagos, the youngest on the Cuban team at the age of 18, I should say, a year younger than Irving, the 19-year-old. Our first look, David, this championship's live at Aragilagos, and there's almost levels within levels, I think, in the Cuban team. Some of them are superstars, and the other guys are just very, very good.
Yeah, the very least you're going to get from a Cuban is to be a very good boxer. Like you said, there are a couple of standouts in the team. Interesting to see what Aragilagos is going to look like, but I'm sure, like we said, the very least he's going to be impressive. But Brendan Irving's going to have something to say about that. He's going to be giving it his all, putting everything on the line, because he believes in himself heading into this.
Final instructions. Final moments with the corners before they go to do it on their own. So, Aragilagos in red, Irving, the Irishman, in blue. You can see Irving, the taller of the two. Can he use that to his advantage? You can see Aragilagos just having a look initially. Seeing what Irving's going to do, what he's going to present, what challenges he's up to face.
Yeah, I think if the Cuban style is anything to go by, Aragilagos is going to try and outbox the taller man. We haven't seen many Cubans who are aggressive front foot fighters. We may be surprised, but Irving's starting well, getting the jab off.
And Aragilagos is letting him. Quite a few of those punches are landing on the gloves, but Irving is the one who's busier.
Yeah. Irving's the one forcing the issue early on in this round, and Aragilagos is the one looking to counter.
Aragilagos already a junior champion a couple of years ago in 2013 at world level. We're now looking to bridge the gap into the seniors.
Good work from Irving, putting Aragilagos on the back foot. Good counter right hand from Irving as well, as Aragilagos attempted the jab to the body.
A little short right hand in there from Aragilagos, but he is allowing Irving to outwork him early on.
Yeah. Aragilagos tried to take centre ring early on, but Irving's put him on the back foot. See how comfortable the Cuban is with that.
He's tall for a light fly, no doubt about it, the Irishman.
Good work again from Irving. He's there to be hit, Aragilagos, with the tight guard. And sometimes even if you're hitting the gloves, the judges can notice that.
Yeah, they can be considered scoring punches. We're inside the final minute, and it's pretty much all Irving. There was a good long right hand just a second or so ago as well. A couple of flicks from Aragilagos.
Not major though. Irving boxing really well so far.
The Cuban might be slightly frustrated. He was slightly showing out there. That was a good left hand.
Great left hand from Irving, a 1-2 and then like a left screw shot uppercut. Just lifted the head of the Cuban.
Aragilagos is confident. I think he just landed his own right hand. He's beginning to spring into life. A couple of long right hands from Irving. Well, better from Aragilagos as the round wore on, but that was a terrific start from Irving.
Yeah, I thought Irving's done enough to take that round. Soon finds out off the judges' scorecards, but thought he'd done the much better work early on in the round, and Aragilagos came back into it a little bit towards the end.
Well, the judges preferred the work of Aragilagos. Maybe they considered most of those punches of Irving's early on landing on the gloves. Irving boxed quite tidily in that first round, and there you see the counter punch from Aragilagos was a missing one on the gloves.
Yeah, that was that great little piece of work. What we noticed, Irving, with the 1-2 followed by the left screw shot, and he even caught the counter coming back, so that was good to watch.
Here we go then, into the second round. Again, it's Irving who's able to push his man back. He's looking to press.
Yeah, he's shown intent again early on in the round. Irving, he's shown the Cuban no respect.
Both of these boxers with real success at junior and youth level. I mentioned Aragilagos, a junior world champion, and a bit of experience for Irving at youth level. He's been to World Championships before and already a national champion in Ireland too.
I can only think the punches that are landing on the gloves of Aragilagos are being ignored by the judges, but a couple of them are sneaking through because he's throwing 3s and 4s. Irving.
There's good movement there from the Irishman, and again he's the one who's throwing punches. That's a good jab from Aragilagos.
I think Aragilagos is struggling with the length of Irving. Got a long reach, long jab. Good footwork as well from Irving.
Both looking to land at the same time. The longer left hand of Irving seemed to get through. There's a nice little short scoring right hand from the Cuban. Less than a minute to go. High work rate this from Irving.
And the Cuban is throwing more back, but I can't see that many landing cleanly. But he's appearing to be working harder.
Again, 3 or 4 punches from Irving. He really has worked again in this round.
Yeah, he puts his shots together. And that straight right hand to the body is one for Irving, which seems to be landing regularly.
Both landing in that exchange at the end of the second.
I think Aragilagos came out of that one slightly on top.
Go head up, go head up.
Good right hand there from Aragilagos.
Yeah, the Cuban with a little short punch. Irving seems happy with his work. He sort of clenched his fist on the way back to his corner. Whether the judges agreed with him is another thing entirely. If they gave Aragilagos the first, I'd be surprised they were impressed with some of his punches in the second.
I can understand why Irving's happy with the work he's doing. He's going to be thinking he's ahead in this one, and I can understand why, but the judges see otherwise.
Yeah, another 10-9 across the board, so Aragilagos 2 up, and that is seemingly somewhat harsh on the work that Irving has put into this. Irish fans on their feet trying to support their man, the boy from Belfast.
Right hand there from Irving over the guard, the left hand of Aragilagos, using his height to good effect.
I think the advice from the corner was try and be first to the punch.
Well, that's all he's done throughout, isn't it, Alex? He's been first every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has done that throughout. He's actually just been countered occasionally. Like that, yeah.
That's the right hand I was talking about, it landing every time.
I don't think the sort of punches that Aragilagos has landed, they haven't been real clear eye-catching shots.
No, they haven't.
Not enough to give you that sort of scoreline on the cards, it doesn't seem.
No, the scoreline on the card doesn't tell the story of the fight.
Levit on the front foot again.
Good work from Irving. Finishing off with a clean scoring left hook off that combination.
One thing's for sure, we talked before the bout about sort of maybe grades and levels within the Cuban camp, from stellar and outstanding to just merely very, very good. He would be further down the list, I think. He's not going to scare, I wouldn't think he scares off anyone else in the draw.
No. But the one thing he has got on his side is time, hasn't he? He's an 18-year-old.
Absolutely, just starting out, the baby, the youngest of the Cuban squad.
Irving boxing well on the back foot as well just a moment ago, catching Aragilagos as he advanced, but now the Cuban having a bit more success.
And now he's putting his foot down, Aragilagos swinging away. He did
Watch your head up, okay?
excel in the WSB in the recent series. He got all the way to the final. He lost in that, but he did win 6 of his 9 WSB bouts along the way, and now he's starting to attack.
This is Aragilagos' best work.
Watch your head.
He's gone from being the counter puncher to taking the initiative, and he's being first every time.
Well, this is a different boxer to the one we saw in the first couple of rounds.
Irving landing a great right hand again though.
Stop! One more. One!
Aragilagos finishing the round strongly. No question about it, he won that round. He certainly argued that he lost the first 2. I think this is one bout with his scorecards won't necessarily do justice to the effort that was put in by Brendan Irving.
Yeah, I think Irving will be going to centre ring in a moment. Expect him to be the winner.
Okay.
The winner in Ring B by the way of points, in the red corner representing Cuba, Yohannes Aragilagos.
Aragilagos wins convincingly on the scorecards. Excellent effort from Irving. Cuba with their first semi-finalist. Well, we got to see a little bit more from Aragilagos in the final round there, David. There you see he won on two of the judges' scorecards. He won every round, and there was only a point between them on Tony Germain's scorecard, the Canadian. Good effort from Irving, good finish from the Cuban.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I would have given Irving rounds 1 and 2, and I would have given Aragilagos round 3. But again, it's a matter of opinion, which is why this sport is as great as it is, because so many different opinions varying on how contests are being fought and won. But yeah, a good effort from Irving, and Aragilagos is in the semi-finals.
And here we see some of the action. This is from the final round. There's a nice little right hand from Aragilagos, and much more aggressive. What did you make of his tactics through the entire bout?
Yeah, initially he wanted to have a type of a peekaboo style where he'd cover up, take Irving's shots and then fire back with the counter, and he wasn't having great success doing that. And then only in the last 30 seconds of the third round he decided to start putting the pressure on and being first to the punch, and that was his best work. So if he could have done that throughout from the round 1, he may have been a clearer winner.
Well, next up we're going to move on. By the way, news coming through from the other ring, and the Philippines have a boxer into the semi-finals. Roshan Ladin has made it, and he's beaten Jagodzinski, and that's probably not a surprise. The 17 ranked Ladin has looked a pretty bright prospect. He's in the other half of the draw.
Yeah, exciting to see Ladin go through again, and we were just talking about him earlier. He's got to be one of the candidates for the gold medal.
Yeah, he looks smart, he looks a talent. So Ladin and Aragilagos are already through, the 13th and the 17th ranked Filipino. Next up, we're looking forward to an all-Eastern European affair. Ukraine versus Azerbaijan. The Ukrainian is Dmitry Zamatayev. Zamatayev, at the age of 20, already a European bronze medalist. This guy, Rufat Husenov, had a terrific run through the Europeans in the summers as well, the man from the Azeri, but he was very, very lucky to beat the number 2 seed Dusmatov. Dusmatov could not believe the decision when it went against him in the previous round, and Husenov, who was under pressure throughout, is a very neat, tidy boxer, and he's an improving young boxer too, but he was very lucky to get through in the previous round.
Yeah, Husenov was absolutely shocked to get the decision, if I remember correctly. You could see the surprise on his face, so he rode his luck a little bit in the last round, and now he's got a different proposition in front of him today.
He nearly jumped as high as the ropes with his feet, didn't he? He was that surprised when it went his way. Husenov, 27th ranked light flyweight in the world, but he's only 18. We've seen the youngster Aragilagos, and we're going to have another youngster through to the semi-finals. You see he's sporting a shiner under his right eye. Husenov.
Okay, good luck.
Here we go.
What you'll find as the week wears on, you'll see the boxers becoming more and more battered and bruised, and really does show you how tough it is at this level.
So Husenov, the taller of the two in the blue, Zamatayev in the red from the Ukraine. Both of them are medalists at the European Championships in the summer.
Zamatayev just getting his shots off quicker early doors.
Good jab to the body that was from the Ukrainian. Zamatayev looks sharp.
He worked that counter left hook well, as Husenov came in, good stiff jab as well.
He rocked his head back. That was right on the eye that has already been bruised.
Zamatayev putting his shots together well, and he's landing a high number of clean blows, which are easy to see, which is good to see at this weight category, because sometimes there's that much getting thrown, the weight can become a little bit crowded and difficult for punches to stand out.
Husenov's trying to get in the front foot. He was completely put backwards all through the bout against Husenov, where he was just sort of flicking out counters. He tried to get forward. He's just taken another left hook there and another one.
So accurate today, Zamatayev. Good right hand to the body as well there.
Yeah, Zamatayev took care of the Australian Joshua English in the previous round. This is only his second bout of the championships. He actually got a bye through from the first, but he has looked razor sharp so far.
Oh, brilliant work from Zamatayev.
Just incredible start this from Zamatayev. He is on it.
Isn't he just? He's absolutely on blob today. Everything he's trying is coming off.
And he looks quite sort of slight. He's smaller, thinner, slighter than Husenov, but he's outspeeding him, he's out jabbing him, and his combinations are lightning. And again, is that just all about timing?
I think he's got his timing down to a T. His footwork's working well. He's brilliant shot again.
Husenov cannot get out the way.
No, every time Husenov attempts to come forward, Zamatayev just takes half a step back and fires a right hand and a left hook, and the majority of them are landing, which is a high level of accuracy.
Sharp, accurate. What a round that was for Zamatayev, and you know that's a round of dominance. You could argue that's a round the judges might not be scared about putting an extra point towards him or away from Husenov.
Yeah, he dominated that round, Zamatayev. It was good to watch.
Husenov was in a bit of a sandstorm through that one. Somehow, one of the judges, I think, has given that round to Husenov.
Yeah, can't see how, because for me, Zamatayev and obviously yourself, Alex, you the comprehensive winner of that round.
There must have been nearly double figures, close to 10 or more clear headshots in that round that sent Husenov rocking back. He almost got battered in that round.
Yeah. Zamatayev just needs to be disciplined and keep to the tactics which he employed in the first round.
As you can see him stalking his man, praying. A lovely shot to the body.
Better way from Husenov with the right hand to the body.
Interesting thing about Zamatayev is he sort of appears like he's in range, but he beats you to the punch, and before you've got a chance to get him, it's almost like an old Wild West gunfight. He's just too quick on the draw.
Yeah, it's his timing, I think, more than anything. Husenov's taller, but he's been beaten to the punch.
Yeah, just caught him there. A bit better for this from Husenov.
Yeah, I don't think it could have been much worse than the first round. The only way was up for Husenov. Otherwise, anyway, so he'd been in trouble of getting stopped because it was that much of a beating in the first round, it seemed.
Both of these were bronze medalists at the World Youth Championships a few years ago. Their paths have followed along similar lines. This could develop into a nice little rivalry in the next few years at senior level.
You probably see many rivalries like that across this level of boxing. Zamatayev not quite as on fire so far in this round.
Well, it was close to perfection in round one. It's hard to keep up that level of accuracy.
That was better again from him now.
Oh, there you go. Right back down to it. Left and right hands on point. And Husenov is forced to back off. Buy himself some space and time.
Zamatayev has got his tactics spot on for this type of opponent. He's literally waiting for Husenov to commit to his own shot, and then he's beating him to the punch.
Is he cutting the ring down quite well?
Yeah, he is. He's just stepping across as Husenov, who's from left to right. He's not following him around the ring, so he knows how to cut a ring off.
Closing seconds. Zamatayev pushes Husenov away from him. Big shot that, big left hand from Husenov.
Yeah. Towards the end of the round as well, so the judges may be swayed by that. It was a closer round than the first one, but still Zamatayev for me.
It was a closer round. Big left hand from Husenov, maybe one of the lingering impressions. There was that good 1-2 combination over on the far neutral corner from Zamatayev. Those the clearest punches off that second round. I think the judges are somewhat split on this one, the way they're seeing the bout. There you see it. So Zamatayev's got it on one card clear. Husenov's got it on another card clear, and it's tied on the other one. So Judge C is the man to convince. This is going to go right down to the wire.
Yeah, which is surprising, really. He really did think Zamatayev done more than enough in the first 2 rounds to warrant him being 2 rounds up, but now it's going to go either way.
Left hook from Zamatayev. Both throwing punches simultaneously, they're almost landing at the same time too, so it's difficult to see who's connecting best.
Yeah, it is at times, but the majority of the time I'm sensing Zamatayev's landing the cleaner work, and he's having the last say in each exchange.
Nice shot to the body from Zamatayev. They need a big round, these pair, but without necessarily being too reckless about it. Husenov off balance. Flicking right hand from Zamatayev. Still over 1.5 minutes to go. This one's up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely still there for either fighter to push on and sustain a flurry or an attack which could persuade the judges.
And often in these championships so far, the positive, aggressive fighters have been rewarded. If you're going to win it on the back foot, you think it has to be clear. And Husenov certainly not winning it clearly. Good right hand from him.
Yeah, better from Husenov. But Zamatayev replying straight away with his own straight left there, so, and a good counter right. So Zamatayev still, for me, doing enough.
Nice left hand from the Ukrainian. Husenov switches to southpaw off the ropes.
And did he walk onto a left hook then? I'm sure Zamatayev landed a good left hook.
You see how bruised his left eye is, Husenov.
Oh, good straight right hand from Zamatayev
Yeah,
then.
that was a big punch, and another shorter 1-2 from Zamatayev. Both landing there. I think there might have been a cuffing left hand from Husenov. 30 seconds to go, still up for grabs.
Yeah, this next 30 seconds is so important. I think whoever finishes the stronger will come out the victor. Husenov's body language and his tactics would make you think he thinks he's done enough already.
Here we go, closing seconds. Both raise their arms. It looks to me as though Zamay was the more convincing of the two in terms of his own feeling about how that bout went.
I think he won every round, in my opinion. But who am I to judge?
I don't think the first was in any doubt whatsoever. He landed so many clear headshots. The second and third, you could argue about, definitely. It all revolves around Judge C. And I think Judge C will be delivering his verdict any second now as we look back on some of the action from that final round. Here we go then.
The winner in Ring B by the way of points in the red corner representing Ukraine,
Dmytro Zamay delighted with that and his performance. And that performance, I think, merited a judge's decision. He is ecstatic about reaching the semi-finals. Well, in the end, all 3 rounds to Zamay from Mickey Gallagher, and in the end, the Uzbek judge gave the final round to Zamay. I think that's a fair result in the end.
Yeah, the best man won that one for me, and he was delighted at the end of it. He might have seen what happened in Husenov's first contest and feared the worst if it went to points, but for me, he done more than enough to go through to the semi-finals, so well done to Zamay.
We move up in division as we see some of the action from that bout. We know the semi-finalists for the men's light fly. Ladin from the Philippines versus Igorov from Russia. Really busy fighter, Igorov. He's interesting. And Aragilagos, the number 3 seed, up against Zamay. He's only ranked 32 in the world. He's better than that. His ranking will spiral upwards. Now we decide the final 4 in the bantamweight division. Ireland's European champion Michael Conlan takes to the stage. And he's up against the 18-year-old from Azerbaijan, Aliev, who's already had a highly decorated and successful 2015. He's on a roll, but Conlan very much the man of the moment in Irish sport. We'll keep you posted with the bout going over in the other corner. Aliev is fearsome Uzbek up against Chachai Butdi. And we'll give you the result of that one in due course. You can always keep an eye on the draw schedule, the latest results on AIBA.org. And if you're not watching the telly, we've got both rings covered with live commentary on AIBA.org on the internet this afternoon and this evening for the first time. And for the final time, we move to one ring for the semi-finals tomorrow and Monday. Conlan in the red, slightly rangier of the two fighters. He's the older by some 5 years. He actually turns 24 in November, Conlan. Comes from a terrific fighting family. And he is a boxer of great skill and great variety.
Yeah, champion of Europe, great achievement. So we'll be coming. He's came into these World Championships with one goal only, I think, and that'll be the gold medal.
Big right hand from Conlan. Excellent scoring punch.
Great 1-2 there from Conlan. Accurate right hand.
He just dances out of distance as well. Aliev unable to close the gap in the early going. Traditional 1-2 from Conlan, didn't quite come off with the right hand. A nice little counter there from Aliev. And a left hand, that was better from Aliev, wasn't it? I mean, he missed with the first two.
Yeah, he landed though while Conlan was on the ropes. Conlan just backed up into the ropes in a straight line.
Nice scoring right hand to the body from Conlan. Enjoyed a really successful time with the Italian Thunder WSB team as well, where he won 5 of his 7 contests in the recent series. He's burgeoning in experience.
Yeah, he's having a good time of it at the moment, Conlan, and boxing well so far in this first round, just starting to find his range.
Red, blue.
Aliev's very composed, relaxed for such a young boxer, only 18, the Azeri.
And that was better from Conlan there. When he got backed into the ropes, he completely reversed it, and Aliev ended up nearly falling into the ropes. And that was good footwork from Conlan.
Red, head up. No holding.
Aliev qualified for these World Championships courtesy of that excellent bronze in Baku early on in the year.
Box.
Conlan just dabbed away at his right eye. He had a horrible cut, which nearly derailed him in the Commonwealth Games last summer.
Step back and counter jab from Conlan there. But that's good footwork again. That's impressive from Conlan. Just turning Aliev as he charges in.
A little counter there from Aliev, but 2 scoring punches to 1 from Conlan. He's had a good round.
He's done well avoiding the Russian attacks of Aliev, Conlan, so far.
Nice right screw uppercut from Conlan too. He does hold those hands rather low. He is playing a sort of high-skilled game of boxing poker in there. But a good round for the Irishman.
Yeah, I thought that was a good start for Conlan. Finding his range as the round wore on, but what impressed me most was his ability to avoid the Russian attacks of Aliev. Showing some good footwork.
And the judges liked what they saw from the Irishman all across the board. 10-9, so Conlan with a bright start. You see that right hand at the end of the punch from Conlan. Big Irish contingent over on the far side. Tricolors in the green and white colours. Big support as ever for their sportsmen. What a week it's been for the Irish fans. Into the second. Aliev's a little more aggressive. He's upped his game in this run. He just can't quite get near to Conlan again at the start of the round.
Yeah, it's that footwork which is Conlan's best strength in this contest. A good right hand from Conlan there.
Yeah, that's a terrific lead right hand.
And he's switching a little bit from time to time, Conlan, so got a lot of tricks in his locker.
Big shouts from the Irish fans for Conlan, who lands another right hand.
Box. Stop. Box. Head up, head up.
Again, the head's coming close. There was a wince from Conlan as he sends Aliev spinning through the ropes. Aliev missing wildly. He's had a really good start to the year. 2 golds and a bronze from 3 events, but just struggling with the style and the speed and the movement of Conlan.
He's making him hit fresh air, and that's down to how good Conlan's feet are working in this contest.
Head up, head up, head up.
Conlan in the same half of the draw as Asenov, the talented Belarusian, and of course Andy Cruz, the number 2 seed from Cuba. They're coming up next. Certainly Cruz wasn't frightening
No holding.
in what we saw in the previous round over Nazarov.
No holding. Blue. Stop. No holding. Box.
Half a minute or so of the second round. Again, it's been a good one so far for Ireland's Michael Conlan.
Stop. Blue. Hey. Head up. Okay. Box.
Sharp right hand to the body and then
No slap.
out
no
of
slap,
range
red.
from Conlan.
No
Really am
holding.
impressed by his footwork.
No holding.
It's his best defence, if not his only defence really. He just has to use them feet.
Yeah, he's not too sort of jerky with the movement as well.
Yeah, it all flows well.
Well, it was a struggle for Aliev again in that round. And I think the Irish be delighted with that. What sort of advice can the Armenians give their man, Azerians give their man? Another round for Conlan, and he is well in control of this one. I suspect the advice from Billy Walsh and Zara Antia in the Irish corner will be just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. If it isn't broke, then don't fix it. He's doing exactly what is required
Be careful.
to take the victory in this one. So just keep to the tactics, keep switched on, stay disciplined, and you'll go through no problem.
Uses that sort of jab or right hand to the body well, Conlan.
Stop. Blue. Head up. Box. Stop. Red.
Conlan switching
Box.
to southpaw. Well, this is as far as he's got in previous World Championships. Excellent lead left hand there from the Irishman.
That was a lovely shot. Long
No slap. No slap. Blue.
left hand,
No holding.
stepping right
No,
in
the
behind
blue.
it. Great shot.
Break.
Twice a quarter-finalist before in World Championships for Michael Conlan. Is it about to be third time lucky?
Head up, red.
Aliev just really hasn't got an answer to the footwork of Conlan. He can't get near enough
No holding.
to let his shots go, because when he does, Conlan's gone out of the way.
There's a really sharp 1-2 at the beginning of that exchange from Conlan too.
Head up, blue. Head up, blue. No holding. No holding. Head up. Stop. Box.
Just a minute or so to go. Irish fans getting into it, trying to encourage their man. Not that he needs the support.
Aliev landed probably his best shot of the whole contest just then when Conlan switched to southpaw, kept his hands low. He needs to be careful, Conlan. Done a lot of good work. Just needs to see the final bell.
Good 1-2 again from Conlan. He's starting to enjoy himself now. Maybe playing to the fans a little. That was a lovely sort of check left hand as he moved off to the side. Conlan skipping and dancing through the closing seconds to the strains of the fields of Asenov from the Irish supporters.
Right hand from Conlan there in the last few seconds. He's done that plenty of times to Aliev where he was charging in. It was really clever bit of work again.
Aliev punches the air, I suspect out of frustration more than expectation. That was a wonderful performance from Michael Conlan, and at times it was a bit of an exhibition.
Yeah, he made Aliev look ordinary, and he isn't. He's won a bronze medal before at the World Championship, so that tells you what he's about. Conlan, he made him look ordinary.
Here we go with the result then. Confirmation. It was if a goal had been scored from 30 yards. The Irish fans on their feet, and at the third time of asking, Ireland's Michael Conlan is into a World Championship semi-final. There's confirmation of the score. The fans reacted as if there'd been a score. What a response that was, David.
The atmosphere is fantastic. Really has took the atmosphere to another level. The Irish supporters in here today, and they always manage to create a great atmosphere wherever you go.
News as you see some of the action, some of the skills, some of the avoided punches. Michael Conlan, who showed a little bit of everything. That Aliev has beaten Chachai-Burdi, so the Thai boxer's going home. Aliev, the Uzbek, is through to the next round. He's in the top half of the draw. Conlan in the bottom half, and the next boxers we see will be looking to earn the right to face him in the semi-finals. It was a tough night for Aliev.
He couldn't come to terms with Conlan's style, and like I said, his foot speed more than anything. Was the most impressive thing for me was the defence from Conlan with his feet, avoiding the rushing attacks of Aliev as Aliev was rushing in.
Talented 19-year-old from Belarusia, Dmitry Asenov, has taken the eye of many boxing fans and pundits with his performances so far through the tournament. The stiffest task of these championships, and perhaps of his career to date, now in the shape of Cuba's Andy Cruz, the number 2 seed in this bantamweight division. Asenov versus Cruz coming up, and I know you're looking forward to this one.
Yeah, Asenov really has caught my eye so far during this championships. His first day performance really stood out for me, and then he got another victory in his last 16 contest, and this is a fantastic opportunity for him. He's got good momentum. He's going to be up against the Cuban boxer, but he'll be believing in himself.
Cruz, the 20-year-old who was unbeaten in the WSB from 4 bouts, the number 2 seed, and having replaced an Olympic gold medalist in the Cuban team, he has not let anyone down. He has lived up to the billing and the opportunity that he's been afforded.
Okay, guys, no holding. Keep your hands up, keep your punches up, okay? Shake your hands, good luck.
Intriguing one, this. Asenov in the reds, Cruz in the blue. Asenov believes in himself 100%. That is a lightning jab you see from the Cuban Cruz immediately.
That was a great jab just to let Asenov know you're in with the big boys now. This is how it is.
Speed is going to be crucial here. Cruz is out of the block sharply.
It's a nice jab again from Cruz on a left hook on the side of Asenov's head. And I did mention earlier in the week, what you do sometimes see with Cubans is they do enough to win against the opponent that's in front of them, and you can't step it up against the more quality opponents.
Yeah. Cruz did what he had to against the Russian Nazarov. He already looks much, much sharper here this evening, and he's countering. The jab is working effectively. Asenov needs to find a way of avoiding that jab and getting his own punches on target.
This is a much better performance from Cruz this afternoon. Out jabbing the taller man. Those long arms he has.
A minute or so to go in this one.
No slapping, Kuba, no slapping. Don't hold, break! Step back.
Cruz has just been sort of shaking out his right hand a couple of times and he's landed a punch. I don't know if that's just to let the judges know that they were scoring.
Yeah, a bit of psychological warfare there from Cruz. And letting Asenov know, yeah, it did. Just land a scoring punch.
And he does it again. He's just got that little move. Little show as we head inside the final 30 seconds. Good right hand from Cruz.
Lovely timed right hand from Cruz. That was a solid shot. Punch of the round so far.
And catching Asenov again. It's better from the Belarusian. And again. Yeah, good round for Cruz. I think that the first minute with the jab probably won it for him. Asenov got better as the round progressed.
Cruz's timing was impeccable in that round. Really excellent timing to land his punches.
Wow. Only one of the judges gave that round to Cruz, 2 to Asenov. He did finish brightly. He was on the front foot, but much as we love Asenov, I have to say that I thought the Cruz jab was the story of that round. Both missed. There wasn't so many scoring punches.
It's interesting. Really would have thought Cruz would have won that round with the cleaner work and the cleaner punches. Asenov just didn't quite get going like we've seen him so far. That was down to Cruz not letting him.
What he did do, here we go in the second. Towards the end of that round, Asenov, he started to show one of the things that we've seen in the earlier rounds from him. That's staying almost in range, but making his opponent miss. And that's one of his real skills. And he's just started to switch on to that at the end of the first round. Now it's Asenov's turn to show out and suggest he landed there.
This is a better start from Asenov in this second round. I wouldn't say he's running away with it so far, though. It's just better than the first round, and still pretty even so far in this second round.
Yeah, some of those skirmishes are difficult to see who exactly landed when and where.
Yeah. Cruz's jab's landing as Asenov's advancing, and for me, that should be catching the judge's eyes, because there's not enough clean stuff coming from Asenov.
There was a lovely short right hand there from Cruz that rocked Asenov back off balance.
See, that left jab as Asenov is coming forward, he's just snapping his head back, and really is eye-catching.
Caught him twice there, Cruz.
Cruz looks much sharper today.
Minutes to go then in the second. Could have a real close bout on our hands here. And that big right hand there from Cruz, that just landed. And another one.
And again, yeah, great right hand. That jab of Cruz really is a weapon. He's out jabbing the taller man, and it's a cracking shot he's got in his locker. Brilliant. He's making Asenov miss and then countering with his own shots and making him pay. It's great work from Cruz.
Asenov looking to come back, trying to stay in the bout.
That is good to watch, isn't it, Alex? The way Cruz is just coming out of range and then landing his own punches.
Yeah, high-class stuff. It's really good matchup, this. Shame someone's got to go out at the quarter-final stage.
It is.
Some eye-catching punches there from Cruz. And how did the judges see that one? Well, Asenov, he liked his work again. That is amazing. A bit of a surprise. It's level on one scorecard, but the other two like the look of Asenov. Into the third, and the Cuban Andy Cruz needs something big here.
The tactics from the Cuban corner, I could imagine to be simply keep doing what you're doing.
I suspect they'd be surprised if they were able to monitor the scoreline. Often when they're close to the ring, they're not necessarily looking up at the big screen. They're just concentrating on what they're doing and on their man.
Cruz's jab alone is doing enough to win this contest for me. Really has used the jab well. And Asenov's having some success, but I haven't seen many clean shots landed at all, even when he's lifting his hand up afterwards to signal that he's scored. I mean, that one went over the shoulder.
And Michael Conlan will be watching this one from back in the changing rooms, and I'm sure he'd prefer Asenov as an opponent than the Cuban.
He'd be happy if Asenov comes through it. But I think Conlan fancies his chances against anyone. He seems to really believe in himself.
Asenov making Cruz miss there. That was good. And again.
Yeah, that was better from Asenov, because Cruz is becoming a little frustrated and having to push forward a little bit, and that suits Asenov. It's a good back foot boxer. That jab again though from Cruz really is scoring the points. Great shot.
What a shot that was. It's been a good to and fro in this round. You know, Asenov's making him miss, punishing him with one or two, and then Cruz comes back with some solid jabs.
Watch the head, guys. Watch the head.
Oh, without a doubt as well, it's been a highly competitive bout. But for me, Cruz has done the much better work with that jab alone. And he's landed a few nice, solid right hands in there to boot. That was a good one from Asenov, though, great right hander. That was his best shot of the contest so far, and there's only 20 seconds left, and I think that's the first proper clean one that's landed.
And that was in response to a right to the body from Cruz that had landed just seconds before. Nice right hand from Asenov. Well, Cruz thinks he's won. Cubans think they've won. Scorecards might tell a slightly different story. Here we see some of the action. You can see both men missed in that round, but they both landed with some eye-catching shots too.
The winner in Ring B by the way of points. In the red corner, representing Belarus, Dmitry
Asenov delighted. Cruz cannot believe it. He cannot believe it. And that's a result that'll have one or two talking in the boxing forums across the land. Asenov sort of blows his cheeks, and now Cruz has gone from disbelief to, I think, anger.
It's a shame, it really is. We're both fans of Asenov and his boxing style, but what's right is right, and for me, Cruz was more than a worthy winner for that one, but like we said, judges have different opinions, and Asenov doesn't look surprised, Cruz does.
So we know the shape of the bantamweight semi-finals. Aliev against Tapa, the Indian. The number 7 seed has just won over in Ring A. So Aliev against Tapa, and Conlan, the number 3 seed, against Asenov. And Conlan and the Irish will fancy the chances of winning that one, but the Cubans, they'll be looking to the remaining boxers they have in the competition. That's the second Cuban who is out. Here we move on into the light welterweight division. Vincenzo Capri, the Italian 26-year-old. And he's up against the hard-punching Uzbek Fazladin Nazarov. Looking forward to seeing Nazarov in action. He hammered Tharamallingham, the Qatari boxer, in the previous round. David, we were actually commentating on a bout in the other ring. Suddenly it went all quiet and dark in the other corner, and we saw Nazarov making his way back for a very early show, quite happy with himself.
Yeah, he took Tharamalingam out in 30 seconds or so, I think, and it's about levels at times. I think Tharamalingam was fortunate to find himself in that contest in the first place, and we'll see more tonight from the Uzbek boxer against probably a higher quality opponent in the opposing corner.
Yeah, very much so. Olympic experienced boxer in the other corner.
Good fight.
World Championship experience as well. Amir Khan's very much a step up for Gabe Nazarov. You argue on paper that Amir Khan very much the favourite to win this one. He's the number 3 seed. Southpaw in blue, already swinging away Gabe Nazarov. You can see he means everything with those punches.
Yeah, Gabe Nazarov is going to have to pin Amir Khan on the ropes, keep him stationary to get them power shots off.
Okay, no holding, no holding.
The Italian's going to employ the tactics of moving to avoid the power shots.
Very much a loose style, Amir Capri, the Italian in red. He's quite muscle bound, isn't he, for a light welter?
Yeah, and he throwing his punches from waist height around the guard of his opponent. He throws wide shots mainly.
Stop! Stop! Uzbekistan. Box!
Big right hand from Gabe Nazarov.
Amir Khan switching to the southpaw stance, so it could become a battle of the jab.
Both landing with big shots in close. Big left hand from Gabe Nazarov. That'll have caught the eye of the judges.
Yeah. He beat Amir Khan to the punch there because Amir Khan throws his punches wide. The straight punch beat the wide punch.
And there was a little short left hand in there from Gabe Nazarov as well. Big left hand from Gabe Nazarov. He just doesn't hold back.
Amir Khan wants to be careful on the way in and keep his hands up a little bit higher. There's big left hand counters coming from the Uzbek.
What he is doing well is working sort of off the clinch. There's another big left hand. There's been 3 or 4 of those from the Uzbek in this round.
They're big shots going in.
You can see why he's put people in trouble in his bout so far. A good start that for Gabe Nazarov. Amir Khan must have a fairly decent chin because he was caught with a few hellish looking left hands in that round.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take too many of those though, because they will have an accumulative effect as the bout wears on, so we could do with just tightening things up.
Judges like the work of Gabe Nazarov, no surprise given those big punches we saw throughout the round. Amir Khan was able to take those without quite being able to land too many of his own. He touched gloves at the start of the second.
Good sharp left hands again there. Gabe Nazarov.
Yeah, he just took half a step back out of distance and then launched himself back in.
The Uzbekistan team have got some quality competitors in the team this year.
Yeah, haven't they just? They've got some talent too. Melikuziev still to come, hard-punching middleweight. Young man will be focusing on in just a few bouts' time.
Holding.
The Uzbek team's also got Aliev into the semi-finals already, and Talaganov, the heavyweight, coming up later on this afternoon as well.
Yeah, they've got a strong team. Amir Capri is chasing it a little bit.
Hey, stop!
He needs to be careful on the way in, like I said. He's walked onto a few big left hands so far.
Watch your hand. Holding.
It's been a feature of these championships. We've plenty of southpaw boxers, plenty of crafty ones, but we've seen a couple of all southpaw battles out there.
Yeah, and the majority of them have made for interesting fights, good fights to watch.
Watch your hand.
Oh, huge left
Yeah,
hand,
he's hurt
and that
him.
wobbled him. They both landed, but it was Gabe Nazarov's left hand that was a stronger punch, and it was just a falter in the step of Amir Capri, who comes back swinging.
Good return there from Amir Capri. Really did shake him to his boots, that big left hand from Gabe Nazarov.
Holding. Stop.
A lot of power punches in the team, the Uzbekistan team also.
Yeah, you wonder if that's sort of by coincidence or stylistically something they've been working on.
Holding.
Gabe Nazarov just missed by a whisker with that left hand.
Watch your hand. Holding.
He is looking for that shot, Gabe Nazarov. You can't blame him because it's landing.
Box. No holding.
Amir Capri
No holding.
is less likely to be hurt if he just goes on the back foot a little bit. He's only adding to the power of Gabe Nazarov by walking onto the punches.
Box.
Well, he's trying, the Italian. He is trying, but it's been hard work, hard work as the bell sounds at the end of that second round. The only moment of worry, I think, for Gabe Nazarov is they couldn't get the stool back in the ring quick enough. The corner were getting a bit excited about that. Otherwise, everything's going to plan. Confirmation of the scorecards. Everything going the way of the Uzbek boxers so far.
Uzbekistan.
Here we go then, third and final round.
Ew. Box. Holding.
It's a nice
Pushing.
counter jab from Gabe Nazarov. I've not seen too many of those. It's been power punching all the way.
Amir Capri looks like he's got a bit of power in his punches too. He throws them at speed.
This is a
Just
guy
hasn't landed enough.
Yeah, this is a guy with plenty of ability. He's an Olympic Games bronze medalist, World Championship bronze medalist a few years ago as well. He was the number 3 seed coming into this.
Yeah, so it makes it all the more impressive for Gabe Nazarov.
Box. No holding, no holding, no holding.
Gabe Nazarov steadily improving. The quarterfinals of the Olympic Games, he only went down by 3 points, failing to get to the semi-finals, and so far in his World Championships, and 2 of them quarterfinals, as far as he's going. He's getting better and better.
Yeah, just landed the good counter jab over Capri's lead left. I think he knows he's ahead because an Uzbek coach just sitting next to us has just signalled to the trainers in the corner. He must have seen the scores.
I must admit, I'm surprised there's not more of that, actually.
Yeah.
It seems, what we've seen, and we've seen it, you know, close up live, quite a few of the coaches and the boxers are just fighting in the fight, in the bout at that given moment. They're not necessarily sort of cutting the cloth according to what's going on with the scoring.
Yeah. I think that could help if you were aware as we were going.
It's quite good in a way, though, 'cause it means that no one's sort of sitting back.
Yeah, it's better for the fans.
A bit scrappier this round.
Yeah. That may be down to what we've just been talking about. The boxer knowing he's ahead. All he has to do is reach the final bell, as in Nazarov's case.
And there goes that final bell. Ibn Nazarov looks up to the crowd, comes back to his corner, and surely he's on his way to a semi-final.
¿Cómo se llama Capri? ¿Cómo se llama?
See some of those big left hands from Gabe Nazarov. He landed more of them through the first and second rounds, where essentially the bout was won, or so we think. Nazarov it is, who at the third time of asking progresses beyond the quarterfinals. He's into the last 4 in the light welterweight division. Oh, that's a really nice touch from Capri. Not only did he sort of hold the ropes open, he sat down and held the ropes open for Gabe Nazarov and gave him a pat on the shoulder as well. Real deep respect there.
Yeah, great sportsmanship, which has come to be expected in this great sport of ours.
As you see some of the highlights and moments from that final round, there were real showreel moments in the first couple of rounds. News filtering through from the other ring. Toledo, Yasniel Toledo, the really talented #1 seed from Cuba, he got past the really rugged Bachkov. So Toledo is into the semi-finals as well. We were quite impressed with him the other day, David.
Yeah, that's a good win for Toledo. And again, no surprise, the Cuban going through. Bachkov just walking past us now, looking a little bit disconsolate.
Here we go then, on to our next. Puerto Rico's Danielito Zaria, 21-year-old, up against Thailand's highly rated Wutuchai Masuk, who was involved in a bit of a scrappy affair against the Australian David Biddle in the previous round. Biddle was outclassed, but Masuk, given his high ranking of number 2 seed, didn't quite make the job as easy as perhaps he could have done.
Well, he didn't live up to my expectations, but we did say on the night he had someone unconventional in front of him in Biddle, who was a little bit raw, doing a few unpredictable things, so it might suit Masuk a little bit better tonight against Zaria, who was impressive in his first contest.
Yes, Zaria, who is way out in the rankings, only just inside the top 70 in the world rankings. But he took care of Petrauskis in the previous round. Viktor Petrov, the Ukrainian, prior to that in the first. On paper, he's up against it as well. What sort of performance are we going to get from Masuk tonight, who's just sporting a little shiner under his eye?
I think Masuk makes it his job to be awkward as possible for his opponents with that long southpaw style. It's almost like a Thai boxing guard he holds up at times.
Go! Punches up, go low. Box.
He's trying to get on the front foot this evening, Masuk. He's happy to counter-punch against the very aggressive Australian in the previous round. Here he's got a very, very different puzzle ahead of him.
Yeah, and Zaria boxed well off the back foot in his last fight. Thought he looked really good, he had something about him. So he'll be happy to do so again.
Both enjoying good runs in their respective Confederation Championships in the build-up to this one. Silver medal for Zaria, gold, as perhaps you'd come to expect from Masuk, although that Asian Confederation Championship getting more and more competitive by the day.
You've got the likes of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan in there, haven't you, Alex? So, yeah. And they have looked really strong.
There was a short, sharp combination from Masuk.
Holding.
Good start this from Masuk. He's landed a couple of looping left hands while Zaria was on the ropes, and there's another one there.
Yeah, that was a big left handy. He was rocked back onto his heels previously, but I think he was just off balance rather than a big punch. Zaria nearly connected with that big left hook.
Yeah. Zaria's having to do something which we haven't seen yet, and that's go on the front foot against Masuk.
Step back. What?
Second World Championship tilt for the Puerto Rican. He got to the second round previously. He's already bettered that as he flicks out a little right hand.
This is better from Masuk this afternoon than the first time we've seen him.
Yeah, he looks more switched on. Maybe this style suits him a little better as he dabs away at the left eye. I think he may well have taken that first. There's the Thai fans, plenty of the supporters here, and they'll be delighted to see that Masuk has swept the boards in that first round. reactions from Masuk, in and out. Not too many clean, clear scoring punches, but those that there were certainly went the way of the tie.
Yeah, like I said, he's a very awkward opponent for anyone. And Zaria just struggling to come to terms with that long southpaw style of his.
He's quite sort of tall, lanky Masuk. Very, very different sort of physical specimen to the likes of Gabe Nazarov and Capri we saw in the previous bout. Can Zaria solve the riddle then of Masuk?
Yeah, he's having to throw caution to the wind now, Zaria, and get on the front foot and attack, because the initial plan of trying to be the counter puncher off the ropes hasn't been successful in round one. So now he's switching. He's going to try and come forward, which may play into Masuk's hands. Standard that counter let here, Masuk, as Zaria advanced. He's starting to get his shots off really well now, Masuk. Found his range.
He's been cheered every time he does as well. Is there a cut?
Yeah, looks like it is.
Is it the eye or the head? Yeah, it looks like it's in the scalp, so up on his head. And the doctor calling the cuts man up to deal with it.
We've been quite fortunate so far. There hasn't been that many cuts. We haven't seen one stopped on a cut, have we?
No, no. A few breaks to tend to boxers, but I think where it is. I mean, I know it seems like there's a bit of a lull in proceedings, but just applying the sealant and the Vaseline, and they've been doing it. There is a defined cuts person on hand at every single bout here, and they've done a terrific job so far at stemming the blood. Here we go. And Zaria's urgent.
What? Get up on the record.
Zaria really is throwing caution to the wind here.
Just come out firing. That cut was given.
Is there blood on the right eye of Masuk, or is that coming from Zaria?
Yeah, see that. Zaria now, a bit of desperation in his work.
And Masuk, I mentioned it before the bout started. Masuk did have swelling and a blemish under the right eye anyway. Looks like that eye may be closing a little.
Zaria's turning it into a bit of a scrappier fight for Masuk now. Trying everything he can to find some success, because Masuk seems to be the one finding his range and getting the quality work off.
Step back, Rick. Step back. What?
Zaria swinging wildly. I think we've got a real sense of Masuk's balance and footwork in this bout, more so than the other night, but
Yeah, this is better. We did say a couple of nights ago, didn't we, Alex, that we may see the better side of Masuk against a more dangerous opponent, and I think he's got that in Zaria.
And he's showing us, and he's showing the judges. That was a scrappy round, but better boxing coming from Masuk. Hard as Zaria tried, and he did, to close the gap. A bit wild.
I think Masuk could prove to be a difficult boxer to beat in these championships, just entirely because of his style more than anything.
Well, Gabe Nazarov waits in the next round. These big, long, powerful left hands of Gabe Nazarov would be quite interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a real clash of styles, that one. I mean, two southpaws, and see Masuk trying his best to make that one as scrappy as possible to avoid any clean shots landing. But he's got to come through this first. Zaria isn't going to give up without a fight.
You know, already through for Puerto Rico, only 2 boxers came to these championships, and here Zaria still is. Right hand there from Zaria, that did land.
He's starting to run out of ideas at this point, Zaria. Masuk still getting that left hand off. Good left hook by Zaria. Just clipped the head back at Masuk, but not enough force in it to do any damage.
Both of them sort of really launching into punches when they leap in from range. No surprise that there's been a clash. I wonder if Masuk will employ that style against Gabe Nazarov.
Yeah, I think he will. He'll want to have Gabe Nazarov as close as possible to him to take away the leverage for that big left hand of Gabe Nazarov. Good left hook.
That was a good left. Smile from Masuk, he knows it landed. And again, and again.
Lovely shot. This is Zaria's best round, and he's finding encouragement from those power shots that have landed.
Stop! Stop! Time!
Masuk's the type of boxer who would take time to start landing them clean shots on. You'd have to wait till he was a little bit weary before you start landing shots like that, and that's what Zaria's doing.
Good sharp left hand from Masuk.
Yeah, this is better from Zaria, really. Some good, solid, quality shots getting through, and this definitely his best round.
And again from Zaria. He's landed more punches in the last minute and a half of this than he has in the previous 2 rounds. Probably just too little too late, though. The scorecards had run away from him after 2 rounds. And there goes the final bell, and it's the Thai who seems the happier with his work. Slight swelling under his right eye. Otherwise, it looks like he's come through unscathed. But it was a great response from Zaria through that final round.
Yeah, that was his best round of the contest, and he may come out of this ring wishing he'd have employed those tactics from the word go. Great left hook he landed there. Really getting the success in that last round. Like I said, I think the boxer would have to wait for Masuk's concentration levels to start dropping before landing those shots.
Well, after the disappointment of Chachai knocked out in the bantamweight division earlier on today, Thailand have a semi-finalist. And that man is the number 2 seed, Wutachai Masuk. They're absolutely delighted with that. We know the final 4 in the light welters, and the number 1 and number 2 seats are in there, separated at either end of the draw. Toledo up the top will take on Dunetsev, the Russian, and Gabe Nazarov, the Uzbek, will take on Masuk down the bottom. That looks intriguingly poised. Good experience for Zaria, though, in that one. Only 21, the Puerto Rican.
I like the look of Zaria in his first bout, and I think he's going to have a lot to say going forward in these types of tournaments.
Will Masuk be able to keep out of the way of the big left hand of Gabe Nazarov? That is going to be intriguingly poised. That's to come in the next few days. We move up to middleweight now. And we've got a treat for you and a treat for David as well. He's looking forward to seeing these boxers in action.
In the red corner, representing the Russian Federation, Khamov.
Russia have just qualified their light welterweight Dunetsev to the semi-finals, and their European star Peter Khamov is in action against the hard-hitting, improving Uzbek boxer Bektemir Melikuziev. And the youngster, only 19, faces one of the stiffest tasks of his career up against the European champion. Is he quite good enough? Is he ready yet? I'm looking forward to finding out the answer to that question. There's the Russian Khamov, who won gold at the European Championships in the summer. Very much the man to beat in this one. He's the number 3 seed in this men's middleweight division. It is a division rich and full of quality, and this young man potentially the star of tomorrow.
Yeah, we've seen a great first round contest for him, where he stopped a strong looking Georgian opponent. I think it was Zal inside the round with a fantastic left hook to the body. So let's see if he can impress us again. We missed his last one, but he obviously came through it, and against a Russian opponent, we may see the best of him.
Well, he's going to need to show the best. Trinidad and Tobago's James Beckles, the referee, taking charge of this one. And it will take Melikuziev's best to emerge victorious, but he is on a roll, a phenomenal roll of winning bouts. And worth remembering, he did beat the reigning world champion Alimkhanuly earlier on this year out in Bangkok, so he is rampant right now.
Great left hand straight away from Melikuziev, just chopped it down onto the jaw of Khamov.
There's no doubt Melikuziev can punch. He's a hard hitter. He looks quite sort of fleshy, and he looks a little chubby round the face. There's something undaunting about him when you look at him from the other side of the ring as he takes a left hand from Khamov. But he's got the skills and he's got the talent, and currently he must be full of confidence and belief.
He's got that relaxed way about him in the ring as well. He's to put power into his shots. It doesn't seem to take much effort. Good work from Khamov there.
You can see the concentration on Khamov's face. reigning European champion Khamov. He was a world youth champion 3 years ago as well.
Keep your head up, keep your head up.
So he's comfortable with this stage of a competition.
Come on, box, box.
Yeah, and you
Go
can
on,
see
go
that
on.
because he's getting some good shots off here.
Good jab from Melikuziev.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up, keep your head up.
There's that thunderous left hand of
Don't hold,
Melikuziev.
don't hold, don't hold.
And again, short right hand. He's mauling Khamov at the moment.
No doubt who the bigger puncher of the two is. Khamov's just trying to steal a shot every now and then.
And Melikuziev's balance is quite good. He's just slightly back out of range before he launches back in. He's just catching Khamov unaware.
Box, box.
Spatial awareness of the Uzbek boxers, very, very good.
These are the type of contests where the two top quality boxers against each other. The margin for error is so small. Both boxers know if they make one mistake, they'll pay for it.
That was pretty close. I thought the harder punches came in from Melikuziev, and he got it on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards. And one of them gave it to Khamov. So a good start for Melikuziev. A bit of work still to be done.
And he's not going to have it his own way in this one. Khamov, reigning European champion.
Stay there, stay there. Stay there. Stay right there.
Well, he's on run of form, Melikuziev. 3 out of 3 in championships this season. And he's won 14 of his last 21 through all ranks, and now rubbing shoulders with the big boys.
Melikuziev seems to have a natural strength about him. Like you said, he hasn't got the biggest or the most muscular frame or physique, but he's ruggedly strong.
Watch your heads, watch your heads, watch your heads.
Missed wildly with that left hand. He quickly turns Khamov.
It's getting a bit ragged at times, this one.
Khamov landed with a couple of jabs right at the start of the round.
Yeah. They were good jabs from Khamov, and he's serving well to continue to try and land those jabs and set himself up for more work with that shot.
Missing again.
Let him go, let him go. Box. Stop! Don't hold him. Box. Keep your head up, keep your head down, don't hit.
Getting to clash a little bit, the two styles of both boxers in this one. Melikuziev becoming a little bit ragged at times. Still a bit of a rough diamond, I think, we have in Melikuziev.
No more.
Well, it's only sort of last year, really, literally only a year ago, he was winning the World Youth Championships. It's been a sharp rise through the grades for Melikuziev. He's made the transition fairly seamlessly.
Watch your heads.
Work from Khamov, firing back.
Managed to get Melikuziev on the end of a big long jab.
Go hold. Go hold, go hold.
Still scrappy though. None of Khamov's work has any sort of polish. No real eye-catching punches from him.
No, Like I said, he's just trying to nick a scoring point.
Oh, I wonder if he hurt him there with that left hand, Melikuziev. He lands another one. Khamakov's tired.
He's got the constant physical threat of Melikuziev in front of him. He'd be burning a lot of nervous energy knowing he's got such a big puncher in front of him. He just landed one of his own on the chin of Melikuziev.
Yeah, it's getting a bit ragged, both of them landing there in that exchange. Khamov appearing the weaker of the two, the wearier of the pair. Well, that was maybe a difficult round to score.
It was scrappy at times, and sometimes the contest between two top performers can fail to live up to expectations. Like I said, they're so afraid of making a mistake in a way because they know they'd pay the price for it. It becomes a little bit too tense.
Well, Khamov needs a big round. It's all square on one of the judges' scorecards. For two of the other scorecards, he's clear by 2 rounds. So Melikuziev's in a good, strong position. Here we go then, into the 3rd and final round between 24-year-olds Petr Khamov, the Russian, and the young 19-year-old rising star from Uzbekistan, Bektemir Melikuziev. I think Khamov has felt the weight of Melikuziev's punches.
He's landed some big ones early on in this round, Melikuziev. Big looping left hands. Khamov, really tough.
Well, one of the sort of Uzbek team is in the stands not far from us, giving the sort of thumbs up. Things are going well, but he's not sitting back on the back foot here, Melikuziev. I don't think it's in his nature. He just lost his footing. He's mildly embarrassed by that. You surprised by how much the current European champion has been neutralised here, David?
Yeah, I am. I mean, Melikuziev, he's young, but he's got the strength of a full-grown man, obviously, and beyond. I think his strength is his biggest strength, so to speak. And yeah, he's kind of thrown Khamov around the ring at times like a ragdoll.
Boxing more on the back foot here. Maybe he thinks he's got it in the bag.
Right. Step back. Watch your head, watch your head, watch your head.
A bit scrappier here. Not many punches being landed by either man as we head inside the final 30 or so seconds.
Khamov hasn't been able to deal with Melikuziev's strength. That big looping left hand over the top, and it's made Khamov a little bit reluctant to lead off with his own shots. He's just trying to nick a point here and there.
Watch your head. Hey, keep your head up.
Yeah, we've not seen the best of Khamov here, I think, by a long way, but the big surprise, and I think the biggest compliment to the strength of Melikuziev, is how weary and tired Khamov has looked from a very early stage in this bout.
Stop.
It's having that threat in front of you of someone who can punch like Melikuziev can have a tiring effect.
And you saw Melikuziev go back to his corner. It was a weary trudge back to the red corner for Khamov. not any celebration at all. He knows he's been beaten. The performances from Melikuziev get better, the scalps get bigger. Here we go then, official confirmation in this one.
The winner in Ring B by the way of points in the blue corner, representing Uzbekistan, Bektemir Melikuziev.
Melikuziev's star goes from strength to strength, brighter by the moment, and he is now a World Championship semi-finalist. Another terrific performance from him, David. He is catching the eye more and more.
Yeah, he is, and the exciting part is I think there's a lot of room for improvement as well with him. He really is a rough diamond, and it's exciting to see how far he's going to go, because the potential is massive.
Over in the other ring, by the way, the excellent Cuban #1 seed Arlen Lopez, who has been, I think for David and I, one of the best boxers we've seen in these championships so far. He has just beat Delgado, the Ecuadorian, and he is now in the semi-finals as well in the top half of the draw. So Lopez versus either Abdin or Vickers, the Indian #4 in the world. Melikuziev, who took a tumble to the canvas there, just lost his footing. Got a warm embrace from Khamov in our previous bout. He waits the winner of our next contest, which you're about to see right now at 75 kilograms. Ireland's Michael O'Reilly, the talented 22-year-old, makes his way to the ring, and what a response he gets as well. Phenomenal Irish support here today, and the noise, well, you can hardly hear yourself, and it's not even full to capacity yet. I can't wait to see finals night and what sort of atmosphere we have. He is the #7 in the world, O'Reilly. He's going to need all his talent tonight up against a world champion in the shape of Zanabek Alimkhanuly. He's a real talent, but so is O'Reilly. This is an intriguing contest.
Yeah, it's an intriguing one indeed. O'Reilly boxed really well in his last one, and he's got a massive opportunity here. His Kazakhstan opponent is an awkward opponent. Like we were talking, I think it was yesterday, gets the job done without lighting the venue up.
Yeah, he beat the Mexican Rodriguez yesterday, last of the Mexicans to go home, Alimkhanuly. He did just what he had to do. Now that was his first bout of the contest. O'Reilly's got some skills. He had some moments against Daniel Lewis, the Australian, O'Reilly, but in the end he came through with a good, strong finish.
Yeah, it was a great fight to watch against Lewis from Australia. To Michael O'Reilly. Alimkhanuly starting positively with that southpaw style. Puts an imposing figure in the ring for a light heavyweight. He's a big man. Or for a middleweight, sorry.
He almost looks big enough to move up to light heavy. Very broad against the shoulders. can see the Kazakh boxer. Very smart, good ring craft. Nice to see O'Reilly feinting.
But that's going to be a key in this one against the southpaw style of Alimkhanuly. He primarily himself will be a counter-puncher, so O'Reilly being told to try and draw the lead and counter the counter. It's going to be a waiting game now, I think.
Yeah, who's going to make the mistake? Who can land a punch, because they're both hard to hit.
Alimkhanuly covers a lot of ground in the ring with his foot movement. He really has got explosive feet.
Reigning world champion, reigning best in the world, Alimkhanuly. But O'Reilly's making a miss.
It'd be a good idea for O'Reilly to try and frustrate Alimkhanuly and force him into making some mistakes and then capitalising.
Tried a little forward burrow there, didn't throw any punches, didn't take any either, O'Reilly. This has been a minimalist opening round, but an intriguing tactical one nonetheless. There's a real din in here tonight, this afternoon. There will be again tonight as well. We've got 10 more, 20 in total bouts for you, 10 in either ring. This is a difficult round, I think, for the judges to score, because there's not much landed.
Both playing the waiting game, waiting for each other to lead off. O'Reilly did there and had success.
Yeah. He shot out 2 left hooks and he landed with the second off them, the Irishman.
Yeah, and he's using his feet well to move away from Alimkhanuly.
He landed a left hand. Attempted to touch gloves with O'Reilly as he went back, but the Irishman was in the zone and back to his ring corner.
A bit more finish, okay? A bit more finish.
This is high-class boxing chess between two thinking fighters with excellent footwork as the atmosphere is building, and O'Reilly gets it on the judges' scorecards.
Billy Walsh telling Michael O'Reilly in between rounds there, more feints, trying to draw the lead out of Alimkhanuly and counter him. But O'Reilly started well. He was using his feet really well to evade the oncoming attacks, and like I said, Alimkhanuly's footwork really is impressive.
Here we go then into the second round of 3, the quarter-finals here in the middleweight division. Ireland's Michael O'Reilly in red, winning the first round on all 3 of the judges' scorecards, and that against the reigning world champion from Kazakhstan, Zamay Alimkhanuly. There's another good flurry. Last of those punches landing on the gloves, but it's a statement of intent, and it may be the illusion that draws in the eyes of the judges.
Yeah, it's good tactics this from Michael O'Reilly. Sharp on the back foot as Alimkhanuly advances like that, and then he'll fire in with his own mini attack and away again.
And he makes Alimkhanuly miss, importantly, with the intended counter. The Kazakh, who was unbeaten in a couple of WSB bouts earlier on this year. O'Reilly away and out of distance before Alimkhanuly can get to it.
The job is to frustrate him, I think, and he's doing a good job of doing that so far.
And this is the sort of bout, I think, that suits O'Reilly. Daniel Lewis, the Australian, was able to sort of turn it into more of a fight in periods in their previous bout. And That had an effect on O'Reilly. He's much more sprightly and on his toes in this one.
He is. His feet are really sharp, and they have to be because Alimkhanuly fires in with the attack from the feet.
Oh, there's a right hand, and that sent O'Reilly back on his heels.
Yeah, Alex, this is a bit better from Alimkhanuly now.
Yes, he's starting to land, the Kazakh. I think he's probably a better natural counter-puncher himself. He's having to go and chase the fight, and at the moment, it's working for him. And now O'Reilly missing himself.
He's having more success now, Alimkhanuly coming forward, but O'Reilly needs to keep frustrating him. He needs a few more of those little flurries that he showed at the beginning of the round.
Alimkhanuly with a big left hand, just slightly out of range again. Well, this is high-class tactical stuff again. Alimkhanuly sportingly puts his glove out. O'Reilly turned his head and walked away, but did respond with a gesture. And I think Alimkhanuly may have bounced back in that round. Well, there have been better, more eye-catching bouts in these championships, but none as tightly poised and technical as this one. And Alimkhanuly evening things up on the scorecards. He swept all three, just as O'Reilly had done in the first. We have a very, very tense final round coming up.
Yeah, the momentum is with Alimkhanuly going in from the second round, so O'Reilly needs to try and pick up where he left off in round one.
Here we go then, all on the line here. Semi-final spot up for grabs for Ireland's Michael O'Reilly and Zanabek Alimkhanuly, the reigning world champion. Eye-catching left from Alimkhanuly. Comes O'Reilly. Every punch from the man in red, cheered by the Irish fans up in the stand.
A lot of waiting, fighting still, even in this third round. Neither willing to commit to go all out to take the round.
Well, the focus and concentration is absolutely paramount.
Alimkhanuly, a little bit more success so far for me.
Yeah, very small margins, but he's trying to make the fight, and he's just doing a little bit more.
Yeah. And you can't argue with the tactics of O'Reilly because they had their successes in rounds 1 and 2, particularly round 1. But he may have to step up to the plate in the next 60 seconds to try and land as many clean shots as he can.
Both men have got a minute to secure a semi-final spot.
Been a closely contested contest throughout, though, hasn't it, Alex?
Absolutely right, yeah. We're dealing with the smallest of margins, but I think the judges have just about scored it right so far.
Yeah, there's not much between both boxers, which is credit to Michael O'Reilly because Alimkhanuly, obviously the reigning world champion, he's still got a chance to come away with the victory. The Irish boxer, good left hand there from him.
Yeah, and he showed out as well to let the judges know that that was a scoring shot. 30 seconds to go. Is that sort of one punch enough, though?
We have to pay attention to it and we have to keep it up. But
flurry of punches from Alimkhanuly at the end.
Both boxers know how close this is.
Razor tight between them. I think Alimkhanuly did more in the final round just to edge it, but just.
very good.
I agree with that.
It's going to be the smallest of margins as we await the official decision. O'Reilly thought he'd done it, but then often boxers are too close to the action to tell. We will be told now, though. The Irish fans on their feet, ready to salute their man in red.
The winner in ring B by the way of points in the red corner, representing
O'Reilly gets the decision. Ireland have a second semi-finalist in the World Championships. What a story for the followers from across the Irish Sea. Well, delight for O'Reilly, who continues his rise through the ranks. And a stoic, slightly surprised look from Alimkhanuly. It was slender, 1 point in it on two judges' scorecards. Gave it the way of the Irishman. I thought it would have gone the other way, but it was very, very small margins.
Yeah, I don't think you could have argued either way with that one, Alex. It was that close, nip and tuck, so difficult to score. And what a result for Michael O'Reilly. He's beaten the current world champion. He's in the semi-finals. It's a fairy tale story, and he's gonna want to go on and go all the way. And the Irish team again, more success. They just keep churning them out year after year.
And he'll fancy his chances, O'Reilly, as you see Billy Walsh and Zaria, the team, the Uzbeks, living every moment of it. Oh, to be a coach or a friend or a part of the family. Going through every single moment of that, and guess what? It's Melikuziev versus O'Reilly, and O'Reilly's got the technique and the style to beat Melikuziev.
I think he has. He can frustrate Melikuziev just like he's done with Alimkhanuly then, and he really won't have to go looking for Melikuziev. And he can use that sharp footwork to avoid any attacks coming in from the Uzbekistan boxer. I'm looking forward to that one.
And a bit of a surprise in the top half of the draw. The number 4 seed, number 4 world-ranked Vikas has gone out to Abdin. So Hassam Abdin of Egypt has gone through. That is a bit of a surprise in that middleweight division. 2 further bouts for you this afternoon. We're up to heavy next, as the final 4 to be decided up at 91 kilograms. First up, the number 3 seed from Russia, 24-year-old Evgeny Tishchenko. Tall, talented man from Eastern Europe with plenty of experience. And he's up against the young, improving 20-year-old Roy Irving from Holland, who we saw win last night. Irving, when he beat the tough Latvian Grusunins to produce one of the performances and results of his life. He's going to need perhaps more of the same or even better to topple the tall Tishchenko this afternoon. The referee from Sweden, Stefan Norden, brings the boxers together.
Watch the low blows, no holding, give us a clean fight and good luck, okay?
Here we go, big, tall Russian Tishchenko. Southpaw against southpaw as Russia and the Netherlands go head-to-head in this quarter-final.
Irving impressed me with his jab a couple of nights ago against Grisonens. Different proposition tonight against Tishchenko, a much taller opponent. Really big for the weight.
Already trying to land with the combinations, Tishchenko as well. He has that European and indeed World Championship experience, although Irving just got through with the left hand.
Yeah, good shot by Irving, whose timing and accuracy could be the telling factor in this one.
Irving is definitely improving. Already won a couple of titles this year. He's been quite busy, taking a tournament out in Kaunas as well as in Helsinki. Good body shot that from Tishchenko.
That left hand of Tishchenko's looks like if it lands clean, it could do some damage. But Irving will be aware of that.
Irving only got as far as the quarterfinals in the European Championships in the summer, but Tishchenko went all the way, winning the gold.
It's a good jab.
Yeah, nice punch and move from Irving.
He's got a good jab. It's nice to see a southpaw using his jab as well as Irving does. There's not much in this one so far.
No, it looks like in the battle of the boxers, Irving's sort of settled into his rhythm a little better, but Tishchenko's coming back here inside the final 30 seconds.
It's a better jab now from Tishchenko.
Yeah, it's just that Irving was having more success from slightly further back. They went head-to-head in that exchange. And a flurry of punches at the end from Tishchenko, who did some good work towards the end. At the start of the round, I thought Irving was slightly better man, and that reversed at the end with Tishchenko. Close. Well, the judges like the work of the Russian. Tishchenko getting the nod just on all three scorecards in the first.
I think it was the end of the round, the work Tishchenko produced. That's what will have sealed it for him.
It was that body shot. That was an absolute cracker from Tishchenko. He found that perfectly. Such a big guy. Ducked in, found the shot right under the guard as we go into round two.
Yeah, he is really big for the weight, Tishchenko. He looks like a a super heavyweight in the making.
Yeah, 24, he's the older man by 4 years.
Corving is technically sound. He's the shorter man and he's got good timing and that good jab, like we said. Pretty accurate. And he's only 20, so encouraging.
This sort of range was suiting Corving better, but he just had to take a big left hand there from Tishchenko. He's got plenty of experience from the WSB. He had a really good run in the latest series, winning 5 of his 6 bouts.
Good shot from Corving there. Good response though from Tishchenko.
Back comes Corving.
Bit of the snap gone from Corving's punches in this round.
Yeah, Tishchenko's not giving him much.
Oh, he's moving well, Tishchenko, for a big man. He's just circling the ring, happy to let Corving take centre, firing in with his shots, and then off he goes again. Good ring craft.
Nice right hook there from Tishchenko.
He walked right onto that Corving, and that's the danger when you're chasing someone down, is you're going to walk onto one of their shots every now and then.
More volume, accuracy from the Russian. Good contest this.
Yeah, not much in this one as well. Corving really trying hard to get through that tight defence. It is a tight defence as well of Tishchenko, protecting himself well.
Tishchenko's definitely been the busier boxer in this round. Good volume, good output for such a big man.
Goed diep inademen. Goed diep inademen. Mooi. Je hebt hem af en toe zo mooi staan. Dan mag je niet twijfelen. Dan pak je hem gewoon aan. Goed gesloten, maar dan pak je hem aan. Hij is niks.
And how do the judges see it? Yes, they like Tishchenko in that round, and he is in a clear lead over young Roy Corving.
Gewoon doen. Net wat we doen. Ja. Kom maar. Diep. Diep. Nog één. Geloof erin. Kom op, je kunt dat nou.
Some of the punches Tishchenko landed in that second round. Here we go then, into the third and final round. Russian Evgeny Tishchenko, the reigning European champion, who went all the way to the final in this very event 2 years ago.
Yeah, you can see why. Very tall for the weight. Southpaw, good jab. Corving coming back into it. He knows he's got to throw caution to the wind now and do whatever he can to try and even the scores. There's good effort there from Corving. Yeah, Tishchenko, he posed problems for anyone at this weight because of his style. And he's also got the skill. Good body shot there.
Yeah, he took a minute or so to warm up. The first round was pretty close, but Tishchenko's sort of gradually got going in the contest.
Yeah, he has, yeah. As the contest has worn on, he's found his rhythm. Good right hook there.
Back comes Corving.
Yeah, I think Corvin's got a lot to look forward to in boxing. At 20, really is holding his own with a European champion. And you know, at this weight with the bigger men, he's still only a baby.
Couple of punches landing there from Corving as we head inside the final minute. And 2 years ago, it was silver only for Tishchenko. This time around, gold will be required to qualify for the Olympic Games in Rio next summer. Only the winner in the heavyweight division gets automatic qualification.
Corving becoming a little bit desperate now. He knows this bout's slipping away from him. Trying anything he can to land that big shot. And at this weight, anything can happen. So, only 20 seconds or so left, but don't count anything out.
A few seconds left. Corving's had a go in the final round. Much better from him.
Good left hand from Corving. Great effort from Corving.
Landed a couple of cuffing punches as well, the Dutchman. I think a case of too little, too late.
Yeah, I'd argue that he won that round from the finish he produced.
And he did produce a finish. Difficult to land punches on a big, tall man with the movement and the high gloves of Tishchenko. Plenty of promise for the future from the Dutchman.
الفائز والبطولة التاسعة على الحلبة ألف.
In ringing the winner on points from the ring order, representing Cuba, Asenov.
Here we go with the announcement.
The winner in ring B by the way of points in the red corner, representing Russian Federation,
Tishchenko sportingly thanks Corving and moves on to his semi-final. He's in a World Championship semi-final again. So, just what was required from the number 3 seed Tishchenko, and already through to the semi-final, Erislandy Savon, the big Cuban, over in the other ring as we take a look back on some of the highlights. Better final round it was from Corving, who can take plenty of encouragement going forward. And the big Cuban, Savon, has beaten Aliev, the number 4 ranked world fighter. So that was a tough enough ask for Savon, but he seems to be safely on his way, David.
Yeah, so I think that's the first time Savon's entered the semi-final stages of the World Championship, so he's got that monkey off his back in a way, and everything else now can be a bonus, but we want to go for that gold medal like the rest of the Cubans.
Nice shots from inside and by the ring for our previous contest. We've got one more still to come in the heavyweight division. Peralta versus Aliev in the other ring. We're going to bring you commentary on Manukyan versus Levit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 10th event in ring B is a 91-kilogram heavyweight bout.
في الركن الأحمر من أوكرانيا.
In the red corner,
representing Ukraine,
Gevorg Manukyan, the Ukrainian, was involved in a crackerjack of a bout against the Pole Jakubowski in the previous round. And he is up against Vasily Levit, the #2 seed, who's had a fairly easy passage, to say the least. He got a bye through the first round and a walkover against his Brazilian opponent in the second. So this is the first time Levit's actually pulled on the gloves for real, and he's going to have to be ready to box here, David, because Manukyan is a handful.
Really enjoyed watching Manukyan in his first contest, and he was my tip for gold after seeing him, but we've yet to see Levit. So, #2 seed may change my forecast.
First chance for us to then see live Levit at these World Championships, where he's been a couple of times before. He got to round 1, 2009, quarter-finals 4 years ago. And after a hiatus, he's back in a World Championships at the quarter-final stage once again. Manukyan then, the southpaw in the red. He's a power puncher, and when he lets those punches go, he can be fairly aggressive with it. Caught Jakubowski with some hefty left hands.
Yeah, just sits on that back foot and unleashes them. That big left hand from the southpaw stance, and Levit is aware of that, because you can see he's moving to his left, away from the punch.
And already you can see the power of Manukyan. He managed to land with the right hook.
Levit looks like a good mover. It's going to be a tricky one for Manukyan tonight. Levit, he knows what he's doing. He's keeping to his left, firing in, and then tying Manukyan up.
Levit, with a bit of big championship experience, he's never gone beyond the quarters of the World Championships, but he did get to beyond that semi-finals in the Olympics in London 2012, a bronze medal behind Anthony Joshua in the Battle of the Big Men. Nice right hand from Levit.
No holding. Break. Break. Step back.
He's doing enough to nick the round so far, Levit. Manukyan struggling to pin him down. Jakubowski suited Manukyan down to the ground because he was there to be hit. Levit is using his boxing brain a little bit more.
When they get up close, that's exactly where Manukyan wants it.
Levit doing his best to just tie him up in that position, so Manukyan can't work.
Stop.
There you go. Referee telling him to stop doing that, but it's a successful tactic.
You can see how powerful Manukyan is when they get up close. He really does let the leather fly, but he's missing wildly so far.
He's quite slippery, Levit.
Manukyan got close with the right hook, but he missed by some margin with the left hand.
Stop. Box, box, boxer.
The bell, they're confused a bit.
Stop.
There's a referee's mistake. The bell went in the other ring, and slight confusion there. They missed a couple of seconds, but that's the end of the first. And perfect tactics, I suppose, for Vasily Levit.
Yeah, thought he'd done enough to nick that round, and that was what his tactics were about, just nicking the points.
Judges, though, preferred the come-forward aggression of Manukyan, who didn't really land many punches in that round. As try as he might. I suppose Levit didn't do too much himself.
Maybe not enough in the judges' eyes, like I was saying, just trying to nick the rounds, and the judges want to see some dominance, but I don't think neither dominated that one.
Stop. Time. Box.
Levit just asking for some of the spray to be wiped off with the towel before he went out, and you can see him constantly circling to his left.
Avoiding that big left hand.
There's the power punching of Manukyan. He's trying to land to the body. Swing away in the centre of the ring.
Yeah, every time Manukyan enters an exchange, you hold your breath because you're expecting something to happen.
Break. Break. Watch your heads.
Only 22 Manukyan, 5 years younger than Levit, who just walked onto a right hand.
Okay, no holding.
He really does put everything behind.
So watch your heads.
Then
No
punches
holding.
Manukyan.
Break.
It is good to see.
Step back.
Yeah, he's committed to the cause, there's no doubt about that. Earned his spot in these championships thanks to that bronze medal in Baku early on this year. It's a good jab from Levit.
Levit's trying to spoil his way through the bout, and like I said, I thought he'd done enough to nick the first round. Manukyan coming into it more, making it his own kind of fight in this round.
Step back.
Good right hand from Levit.
Yeah.
Break.
So he is having his own success, Levit, and he.
Break. Break. Step back.
You know, he'll be positive in his mind. He'll think he's doing a good job, but the judges are thinking otherwise. If the first round's anything to go by.
No holding.
Manukyan targeting the body there. He knows
Watch heads.
it's an easier target than that head.
No holding.
It's constantly moving.
Well, Manukyan needs to remain calm. Levit's trying to frustrate him.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a test for Manukyan to see what his temperament's like in these situations.
Break. Step back. Step back. Break. You okay? Stop. Break. Step back.
Again, Manukyan missing. So wants to land one of those big punches. And there's some frustration there from him. How will the judges see this one?
Not much in it in these 91 kilogram bouts, Alex. There really isn't much in it in a lot of the contests today. They've been really close, and that's what. There you go.
Level on one of the scorecards, but Manukyan in front on the other two, and that is where the bout looks likely to be decided.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see more and more at this stage of the competition, is bouts which are really difficult to score, more so than even early on, because the real quality boxers are in the ring against each other, and there's not much between them at all.
Yeah, this has been quite scrappy. Clear sort of landed punches have been very, very thin on the ground, few and far between. So this is very much a case of what you prefer. But I don't actually think that Manukyan has landed a headshot yet.
No, he hasn't. That's a good point. And Levit's just started this round really well. Fired in and landed a couple of shots out of a handful, so he started well. And he's just, see that little right hand he's just landed as well. He's sneaking some good little shots in, Levit.
And Manukyan slapped out with the back of the glove in frustration. He probably won't know that he's in front on 2 of the scorecards.
Kazakhstan, watch grades, heads up.
I think Manukyan's punches are at the strongest when they're fully extended or in mid-range, so Levit is just getting as close as he can to him. So he's inside. It's when he's at long range where the danger is.
Minute and a half to go in this one. Levit just picking his punches. That was a good short right hand.
Good right hand. He's done a great job of sticking to the tactics of frustrating the Ukrainian.
Watch it.
Really has. That constant threat of that big, huge left hand that Manukyan throws, and he's just circled off to his left and took it away from him completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating for Manukyan. It's frustrating, I suppose, for boxing fans to watching it. Probably seems like it's a bit of hit and run, really, from the Kazakh boxer.
Yeah, but needs must at this type of level. You do whatever it takes to win. I know it's great to look good and to look pretty, but Levit wants the result more than anything, and he's in with a shout, I think.
Manukyan walked into right-handed. Just from body language, I think Manukyan thinks he's losing this.
He's definitely losing this round.
Manukyan's starting to look tired. He looks up. He is tired. He looks up to the big screen over our shoulders to see how much time is remaining.
So the power will probably be decreasing in his punches. Levit has done a fantastic job in this last round, especially, and throughout. For me, I think he's done enough to win this contest.
Manukyan looks over his shoulder again. That's unlike him. It's not the Manukyan we saw in the previous contest. He's not had things his own way. He trudges back to his corner, and I think he feels that this has gone against him.
Yeah, and don't forget that contest he had with Jakubowski, that will have took something out of him, because that was an absolute brutal contest.
That was a war, wasn't it? He threw a load of power punches.
Yeah.
Here he was frustrated. That was if Levit had produced that round in every other round, he'd have won the bout convincingly. He was a bit more proactive, wasn't he? He was a bit too negative in the first 2 rounds, perhaps.
Great round.
The winner in Ring B by the way of points, in the red corner, representing Ukraine, Igor Manukyan.
Manukyan is pleasantly surprised. I don't think he thought he was going to get that. As a silly Levit.
Disagree with that one. I thought Levit done enough. He'll consider himself unlucky there, and he stuck to his game plan really well.
Levit got the final round on all 3 scorecards. There was 1 point in it on every single scorecard. 2-1 though to Manukyan. That's a bit of a surprise that Manukyan has won it. Well, we look forward to seeing his style in the semi-finals. Elsewhere, Abdullayev has beaten Peralta. So it's Savon versus Abdullayev and Tishchenko versus Levit. And I think that's the 1, 2, 3 and 4 seeds all through to the semi-finals. So it's going, bar Levit being out, that's gone to the seeds with Manukyan through at the expense of Levit. So competition shaping up as it was expected to, largely on paper, and we'll bring all of that to you in the coming days as you take a look at some of the moments from the last 3 rounds between Manukyan and Levit. 1 or 2 surprises today, and we'll be back to do it all again later on tonight with 20 more bouts, 10 in each ring. And we welcome back the super heavyweights. All of that coming your way from 7 o'clock later on tonight, live on your channel. They're living and breathing every moment of it here in Doha. And we're getting down to the business end of the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now joined by Olympic silver medalist and 2-time world professional boxing champion, Amir Khan of Great Britain. Amir, first of all, thank you so much for joining us here in Doha. Is this your first time in Qatar, and how has the experience been thus far?
Yeah, it's the first time I've come to Doha, first time in Qatar. I'm having a lot of fun. It's just great to be here, meet so many great people, see so many great boxing bouts. I'm excited for the next, for the next few fights. But yeah, I'm a big boxing fan, and that's the reason I come here.
Amir, has there been anybody who's caught your eye thus far in this competition? Maybe someone who even reminds you of a young Amir Khan?
Yeah, there's a few good fighters here. I've been watching them very, very carefully, and I really believe that, they have a great future ahead of them. So all you have to do is work hard. There's a few people that were upset today who got beat, but that doesn't mean anything as long as you come back stronger, as long as you train harder. But there's a few good kids here. There's another kid who's from the same boxing gym I was from in England. He's fighting in the late evening today. His name is Muhammad Ali, so I'm quite excited to see his fight. But there's so much talent here.
Absolutely, Amir. World-class talent all over at this particular competition. Now, once again, you're a world champion, a 2-time professional world boxing champion, but you're no stranger to the amateur game. You're no stranger to AIBA boxing because, once again, you were also a 2004 Olympic silver medalist from the Athens Games. What does it mean for a boxer, whether it be professional or in the amateur ranks, to be crowned as a champion as these guys in these 2 rings are striving for this week?
Look, it's all about just working hard, really. My ambition was to go to the Olympic Games, which I did. Now, I know this is also Olympic qualifier, so there's gonna be people here who want to go to the Olympics also. But it's all about just working hard. I mean, at the age of 8, when I started to box, my dream was to go to the Olympic Games, and then when I turned professional, at the age of 19, I become 2-time world boxing champion. So it's all to do with hard work. As long as you work hard, you train hard, and you stay dedicated to the sport of boxing, because boxing is the toughest sport in the world, and you have to respect everyone who jumps in this ring. Whoever comes into this boxing ring, you have to give them respect because it's a very tough job.
Amir, we'll put the spotlight on you for just a moment. Lastly, your name is constantly being thrown out there, linked to huge fights, whether we're talking about a Pacquiao, a Mayweather. Who do you have your eye on, and who can we expect for your next bout?
We wanted the Floyd Mayweather fight, and that didn't happen. I was working on that fight for the last 3 years, and Mayweather didn't give me the fight. But now there's talks about me and Manny Pacquiao. I heard Manny Pacquiao was here a couple of days ago in this place, so that's the fight that we're looking at. I think the Manny Pacquiao fight is a good fight for me, and I want to fight the best fighters in the world. Now, if you want to be the best, you have to fight the best, so that's the reason I want to fight Manny Pacquiao, because I think after Floyd Mayweather, I think it's him.
Amir, thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more large round of applause for 2004 Olympic silver medalist and 2-time world professional boxing champion, Amir Khan of Great Britain.